Alright guys, let's talk futuristic market of the Pokemon TCG and what we can expect going into the fall season, right after this. Alright guys, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Market. That's right, we're going to be taking a look at what's happening Pokemon Market. First, we're going to take a look at Obsidian Flames, see how well those Chase Charizards are performing, and then we're going to be also talking about the future going into, of course, September, October, November, and December of 2023. Of course, the holiday season is just around the corner. Hard to believe that we are already crossing into that, and I am going to apologize for the flies. I don't know why there's 3 of them in my studio, and I'm gonna have to deal with them, but keep with me, just ignore them. They'll just be buzzing around, driving me crazy. But anyways, we're gonna take a look at what is happening in the future and what we can expect to see coming into the holiday season, and possibly what some of these reprints could do for the Pokemon market when it comes down to it. So first thing we're gonna do is jump into the other screen and check out what is happening with the Charizards from Obsidian Flames. Alright guys, here we are down below, and I'm in the small little corner up here, but today we're going to be talking about this little guy. Yes, the Charizard EX 223 of 197, the Secret Illustrator Rare from Obsidian Flames. This is the chase we knew it was going to be, and overall we were expecting some big things out of this, but then the set released and we realized how easy it is to pull this. How many times have we already seen this pulled on box break after pre-release tournament over. This thing is just everywhere. And the pull rates of Obsidian Flame has actually been kind of a letdown when it comes down to it, with how easy it is to pull these particular cards. And even myself now, we have pulled almost all the Charizards except for the full art, and I will get into that in just a minute. So first off, we're going to go down the list here, which is going to start off with the Secret Illustrator Rare, which is going to be this Charizard EX, of course, the chase. My son pulled this on the pre-release tournament, really excited, and of course it started off at 275, and I think there were 2 sales, 260, 280, right in that range, which gave us that average pre-release. After pre-release, we did see this one drop rather quickly all the way down to about 185 just in the pre-release weekend, or the first opening weekend, and now, or as pre-release was going on, and now we see this all the way down to 118 and then all the way down under 100. Now, personally, in my opinion, I could see this thing even going down sub $50, and that's hard to believe that we could see that. But then again, you look at Darkness Ablaze, and that VMAX Charizard did the exact same thing, right? We're seeing that one now at $35, $30 to $35. You can pick that thing up all day in near mint condition, which is absolutely crazy for a Charizard card. But that one is only a VMAX. So I was expecting to see that out of like the full art version of this, or this EX. So the regular Charizard EX in this card, I could definitely see doing that. That's about the equivalent of that VMAX. But not to see this Secret Illustrator Rare really dive that hard and be that easy to pull. It's actually been really easy to get your hands on this. And overall, as we can see, I'm going to go down here. How many are available? And that's the bigger thing that I always look at, is there's already 13 pages of this card available, which means it's really easy to pull. I mean, equivalently, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at even back in Sword and Shield era, when you were looking at the Lugia, or you were looking at the Giratina, or those kind of things, the Giratina, we did see quite a few of those show up rather quickly, but we were only seeing maybe 8 pages of those within the first couple weeks. 8 pages. We've got 13 of this one. And the other thing is too, is that one held a high value right off the bat. I mean, that thing was going, both those cards were going positive $200 and $250 right off the bat, even closer to $350 on some of those. If we go up to here, this thing has been selling like crazy, and I'm going to go down this list, and I mean, I'm going to have to scroll like I'm going for my birthday right now out there on the internet, and here we are all the way down here, and you can see 2, 2, 4. I mean, you're seeing large quantities of this thing being sold, another 2, another 2. So people are buying large quantities of a particular card, even though it's being pulled extremely easily out of this set. So there's probably another equivalent of 3 pages just sold, and that's today. That is the 15th. That's as of today of the recording of this. We are seeing this many sales of this, which is probably the equivalent of a couple pages on the actual TCG site. So we're seeing 2 to 3 pages of this being sold every day, with there still being 13 listings on the actual docket, which is just absolutely crazy to think of the number of these cards that are out there. And the fact that it's still holding $100 is even more impressive, which is why I honestly can see this thing dropping sub 50 just by the number of them that are available. So the next one we're going to take a look at after we move on from this one is going to be, of course, the secret rare, or the gold card, which is going to be 228 of 197. This is going to be your hyper rare or secret rare out of this set. Once again, this was going to be the secondary chase card. I think a lot of us thought this would be another one of those chases, depending on the pull rate. And once again, it has had a easy pull rate. So we're seeing quite a few of these ones, and as you can see, the market is trending the exact same way, an absolute skydive dump all the way from about 120 all the way down, currently down to about $45 to $35. Absolutely plunged right after the release based on how easy it is to pull. Once again, I've been watching quite a few box breaks just because I always do on the release to see how well the pull rates are in these things. And sometimes you watch PokeRev do it, and you watch, I watched Rattle do it, and then I've been watching a lot of TikTok lives, and I've been watching a lot of different lives on the pull rates on this, and it gives you an idea how easy it is to pull this. And honestly, out of the 3 Charizards that are on here, or 4 Charizards, but out of the 3 big ones, between the full art, the secret, and the secret illustrator rare, the full art's been the harder one to pull. The full art is the harder one to pull out of these, which is actually kind of crazy considering this is your 3-star, and yeah, it's pulled a little bit less, so we can go down to the numbers. We only have 10 pages of this particular card, so we got 10 pages on TCG Player currently, and this is just TCG Player of this particular card, and then we can go into the sales history. And I don't have to scroll as far. I only got to go down and scroll as far as my wife's birthday this time, so I don't have to go quite as far down the scale, but we can definitely see that we are seeing a lot of sales, and of course it doesn't want to lower. There it goes. So we're going to see a lot of sales. We're seeing a lot of sales even on this one. Not as many as that, Secret Illustrator rare version of it, which is not surprising. People were going to chase that one more than they were going to chase the gold. We all figured that. But overall, we have seen this one just consistently lose price over the last couple days. It just kind of tanked down, just like the other one, within a week and a half here, just following the release of Obsidian Flame. We have seen this one just completely nosedive into the ground. So last one I'm going to pull open is if I go down here, this one here is almost the same price as the secret, or as the gold card. So of course it's not going to open, but yeah, we're looking at about $30 right now on this Charizard EX, the 215 of 197. This one is going to be just your standard full art inside of the set. And this one is actually, based on what I've been watching on a lot of different box breaks, the harder one to pull out of the 4. Because here's the other one, and this one, of course, is just your standard Charizard EX, and that's actually got relatively easy pull rates. I've been seeing that come out of almost every booster box. So this one's fairly easy to pull. I've even pulled this one already. It's the full art that I have not pulled even myself. So this one is the more difficult of the 4, in my opinion. Some people may have different opinions, but that's just me. That's how it's been my luck, at least, is that I've pulled the bigger ones and not that one. So let's go back to the main screen here. So a lot of people are sitting here wondering, what does this have to do with the futuristics of the market? Now, my prediction is what's going to happen. I think Obsidian Flame overall will do well over long term. It's a Charizard set. It's fun to open. If Charizards are easier to pull out of them, just like Darkness Ablaze, people still open Darkness Ablaze, guys. They enjoy getting that chance for that Charizard, and it's actually not very difficult to do. Same with Shining Fates and a lot of these other sets. I mean, there's some really good opportunities even on the investment side, and that's why we continue to see the pricing of those things kind of go down and then rebound again, is because it is fun to pull Charizards. That's not going to change. Overall, Obsidian Flames has got 3 different Charizards to me that are really good opportunities to see pulled, and a lot of fun to do so. And I think that that's going to be an overall draw in this particular set and going to continue to bring it up. Now, the question is they could completely kill that with Obsidian Flames and completely drop this out if they reprint again and again and again, which I don't know if they're going to do with these early or Scarlet and Violet sets. It just depends on how the overall market perceives them and how well they perform over time and how quickly they sell out of the stocks at the at the distributors. I know there's a lot of distributors that still are holding on to Scarlet and Violet, and they're even doing bundles now with the reprints of Lost Origins and Silver Tempest. They're bundling. They're making them buy 1 case of Lost Origins or Silver Tempest, and then they are selling them 2 boxes of Scarlet and Violet and 1 box of Paldea Evolved to try and get that out of there. And that's going to be a big factor when it comes down to the LGSs and the other part of the market that we might be seeing an issue, which is going to be the LGSs continually having to put out big money in order to be able to get these cards in order to get these packs in that are desirable. And we're seeing them already starting to take a loss. Once again, Scarlet and Violet is selling on TCG Player for around that $96 to $97. Paldea Evolved, again, is dropping down to under 105. Once again, like I said in the video when I was talking about Paldea Evolve, if it drops sub 100, I definitely have no issue purchasing that. But if they're selling them at sub 100, if they're selling them under even 110, they're taking a loss at that point in time. They're probably taking about a $10 to $13 loss on every single one of the Scarlet and Violet boxes they sell for around that $95 to $96 range. Why? Because they got to pay 13% to TCG Player, and they still got to ship it for that price. So they are taking a loss. But I know a lot of local, even my local LGS will sometimes do that on some products just to clean them out so we can get the cash flow back to buy the next Magic set that's coming, or Flesh and Blood set that's coming, or going into, of course, Pokemon 151 is coming up here just in October. What's going to happen with Pokemon 151? That's going to be the next way my brain rolled, which is what we're looking at with that. Because we've heard mixed results when it comes down to this. Some places are saying they get good allocations. Others are saying that they're not getting any allocations and that it's going to be short printed. Now, do I think that it's going to be short printed? No, I don't think that the term short printed is really not applying to today's market in Pokemon. You look at the number of cards that are produced, obviously they're not short printing anything. If we're producing 9 billion cards in the last 2 years, every year for the last 2 years, they're not short printing anything. The real factor is that the distribution chains are going different directions, I believe. And talking to LGSs and talking and listening to Danny Phantom and things like that, I truly do think that Danny Phantom probably hit it right on the head, which is that the distribution chain is pushing more towards the retail stores and then also pushing towards the brick and mortar stores, which isn't in fact burying them more than they really want to. And the online LGSs are kind of getting shorted a little bit, which makes it look like the ones that are talking in online that you're seeing by sitting at your computer are the ones that are actually getting a little bit lower allocations and are not getting the amount of product that you're really expecting when it comes down to these products and actually rolling out with, Pokemon 151 when it comes out here in English. Is there going to be product available when it comes down to this going into the holiday season? Yes. I don't think there's going to be any shortage of products, especially the little six-pack bundles, booster bundles, those ETBs, the regular ETBs, any of the little products and things like that that are going to come with it. I don't think there's going to be any problems finding those in stores, especially Walmart, Targets, GameStop. All of them are going to have them pretty readily available. I even think online is going to do really well. The one products that I would be really focusing on when it comes down to that is I'd be watching those UPCs and the amount that they release. I don't think we're going to see a reprint of that particular product, that UPC with that metal card. History of Pokemon is that if it has a metal card in it, they do not do reprints on it. Now, they've taken that theory and blown them out of the water several times, but overall, that has been a consistent thing that we've seen in the market. So going into the holiday season, I'd be watching those UPCs. I think that would be the one target item that I'd be looking at. And of course, looking at the Pokemon Center ETBs. Definitely keeping up with Pokemon Center. Being sure that if they do release more of these out and actually do another dose of these, that you get on those. Because those are going to be the harder to get products and the harder to get items. And those are going to be the ones that are going to hold the better value. Once again, as you're moving into the current Pokemon market and the current Pokemon investment schemes, and you're looking at that long-term thing and you're trying to get the best products for your buck, rarity is going to, once again, draw more than just being able to buy Pokemon products. So definitely looking at those rarer products such as that UPC and that Pokemon Center ETB are definitely going to be the routes you're going to want to be looking at taking. Now, we also have Paradox Rift coming out in November. Now, this set looks really cool. Honestly, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see the future Pokemon and the ancient Pokemon and how they tie this all together. I am really excited for this particular set myself. I think it looks really cool. It's going to be really cool to see the artworks and things that are come out. Of course, some of them have been released. Some of them look really weird. Don't get me wrong, they look really funky, but then other ones look really good, such as the Gardevoir, Future Gardevoir. Awesome looking card. I like the way that they took Leda and Gardevoir and kind of mixed them together to make one Pokemon and put them in that iron form. That iron form is really cool to see. So overall, I think that it looks like a really cool set. The only thing I wish the Pokemon would do is stop releasing the information of the next set right on the release of the current set. Obsidian Flame was just coming out, was literally being released, and then they announced Paradox Rift, and everybody's attention just goes all over the place because we're millennials and we just flutter like butterflies to the next shiny object. We can't focus for very long, and I know Pokemon knows that, and that's why they do that. They want you to be buying this set while looking at this set. And that's exactly the way that Pokemon has always done it, and they're going to continue to do that. But once again, I wish that I could enjoy this Pokemon set before we have to jump on the trail for Paradox Rift and really start looking into that set for what we have for investment opportunities, what's going to happen in the market, what cards are going to come in there, playability, all these things that come into the factors of these things. And we still have Pokemon 151, 151 sitting there. That is something that I really want to enjoy. I think I'm going to be opening a ton of Pokemon 151. I think for the OGs, this is going to be a really fun set, and especially now we've got a set with Kadabra in it back into the Pokemon TCG is awesome to see, and going to be a lot of fun to be able to find that little guy inside of the Pokemon sets that we've been missing for so long. So overall, as the OGs out there, hopefully you guys have fun with Pokemon 151, but I definitely think that is going to be a little bit easier to find than we're getting information on when it comes down to some channels always saying the word short printed. Yes, allocations are kind of spread really thin, but there are a lot of LGSs online and brick and mortars that are looking for this, along with a big list of online or stores such as Target, Walmart, GameStop. I mean, grocery stores, all these places are now getting Pokemon products because of how popular they are. So even though Pokemon's printing more, it's getting spread further. And that's why I think we're seeing some of these also where MJ Holding and Excel get a large quantity of Pokemon products. They don't sell them as much as they think they do, and then it gets through and we see this restock. They don't call it a reprint, it's a restock, where it goes back around the chain back to the LGSs, and the LGSs have an opportunity to get another round at this stuff after, of course, after the hype and FOMO are done, and of course, they aren't selling as well. But that's another story that we can look at. Overall, for the market coming up in this fall season, we're going to be seeing some new products coming out for Walmart and Target. We do know that, whether they're a bundle box, a V box, a V Max box, a V Star box, EX box, there's going to be something coming that'll be a Black Friday special with a lot of packs in it at Walmart. Definitely one of them things to get, like last year was a Darkrai V-Star box. Definitely had a lot of nice packs inside of it. I do have a couple of those on the shelf I never did open, but the packs inside of there are really good, and they're loaded with packs at a really good price. So definitely be looking for those sales opportunities as we move a little bit closer coming up to Black Friday in November. And of course, Christmas time, we're going to be getting Crown Zenith and all these other products that are going to hit the shelves right before that Black Friday and going into the holiday season. So we're going to see Crown Zenith pricing probably go down under probably around 50, if not sub 50, depending on the price of those ETBs and how many of them come out. I am seeing pre-orders for those ETBs actually staying rather high, around that $54, $55 range, which is giving me maybe some misled hope that it's not a huge ETB reprint and that they actually went for the Morpeko V-Union reprint, and it's just rollover went into ETBs when they had packs left over, no more mats. Hopefully, please don't be a huge ETB reprint. I don't think the market needs that many of them, and it just means there's going to be more time to eat those up. And of course, box breakers such as, we got to have Old Card Shop and Old School open more of these products as soon as possible to burn them up and get them out of the market. So guys, get on that one. Please help us out on that part of it. Other than that, guys, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up. And just looking at the futuristic market, we're really seeing a lot of stuff happening really quickly. This is our typical fall. Anybody that's new into the hobby, welcome to Pokemon going into the holiday season. We are going to get slammed with new set, holiday set, new set, and then typically it's going to be some random products that come out for the holiday season. We're going to be seeing all of that kind of roll out all at one time. So once again, welcome to Pokemon in 2023. If you're new, if you're old, you understand where this is going. We're going to get slammed, and there'll be some really good opportunities to buy products. So once again, this time of the year, unless it's something like Sword and Shield products where reprints are probably done, I would just kind of hold off, take my time and relax, and then just purchase things as you see some really good deals on them. There's no rush in this type of market. Right now, the market is not super fast where you need to be on it today. You can actually take your time and do your thing and be successful at it. So once again, hopefully it's some good information. Hopefully it's a good little sit down and talk, looking at Obsidian Flames and how those Charizards are performing, and then also looking at the overall market moving forward. How's Pokemon market going to look in the fall? And definitely these newer products, take your time. There's no rush. Just kind of pick and choose. Definitely get your best bottom dollar on these things, and definitely don't worry. Don't hype and FOMO. Take your time, let the markets play out, and then pick and choose what's best for you that you can afford, and that's going to work best for you in your overall investment Pokemon scheme, and also in your sealed investment Pokemon, or even if you just enjoy dealing with the Pokemon market and watching it. Definitely check it out this fall, especially if you're new. It's going to be a lot of fun moving forward. Hopefully you guys are excited for Paradox Rift. I think it's going to be a really cool set. Also, Pokemon 151 is going to be a banger set. I'm excited for that. I'm going to be opening a ton and spending way too much money on that set, but it'll all be worth it. So overall, hopefully it's some good information. If it was and you made it this far into the video, of course, as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notify. Help the channel out, keep us growing, keep us moving along. Other than that, if you do like this kind of content, I'll put 2 at the end for you that you can enjoy afterwards. We'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.